All right, fellow fanatics, and welcome to the Shark is Still Broken fan page. I am your host, Paulie Christine, and today we have I always say it's a special guest, but this guy really is a special guest. He's
No.
an extensive Jaws collector. Uh, he's got a great Etsy shop, and he's part of a documentary called The Farmer and the Shark. Yeah, I'm Boston. I'm from Brooklyn. He's just in Boston Shark. I watched Boston Blue last night.
You
That's why
sound like me.
and it's Jim Beller. Jim Beller, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, yes.
Jim,
Hello.
welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's so great to meet you. I love meeting fellow
Finally.
Jaws fans from around the world and everywhere.
I
Oh,
tell you,
we're
I tell you,
close. We're not that far.
I'm yeah, I'm originally a Brooklyn boy and now I live in Staten Island, and I'll never leave New York City. Never
That's
leave it.
great. I lived in New York City in the 90s for
Okay.
9 years. Yeah. And
And you just
loved it.
relocated, right?
Yeah. Well, there was a number of years ago. I moved. I'm from Massachusetts originally.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up north of Boston. Lived in Boston for 13 years. Lived in New York City 9 years. Now I'm in Rhode Island. And I
And
lived in
what
Providence.
was your trade? What you do for a living?
Hotel industry. Hotel
Okay.
industry. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have so many stories about celebrities. I could write people say I could write a book about all these stories that I
And what
have.
hotels in New York City did you work at?
The Stanhope,
Okay. Wow.
81st and 5th across from
Yeah.
the Met. I was a doorman on Fifth Avenue.
Wow.
And I met Harrison Ford there. David Brown. We talked about Jaws
Yeah.
actually.
Just
I
walking,
met
yeah,
him.
just them walking back and forth. You must have seen a lot of people too, you
Yeah, oh
know.
yeah. Woody Allen lived right up the street. He lived right up the street. Yeah, I see so many people. Lionel Richie walked by me one time, said hello, hello, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was fun. I loved it. I loved it.
I was a New York City bus driver, and too, I would have that.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, so I would
That's
have that.
great.
I would have that encounter too. We would lay over by Central Park on 56th Street,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of people would walk by. My last stop, my greatest one was I met a lot of people, but the funniest one is got my last person off the bus, and I see this guy walking down. I go, David. I go, come here, and it was Bowie.
Oh,
And
cool.
and for them to like even come back, not even like give the wave, you know what I mean? But to come back and he spoke for
Yeah.
about five
I met
minutes
him
with
once
me.
also. Yeah, in
Yeah,
Boston at the Four Seasons. I
very
worked at the Four
cool.
Seasons Hotel in Boston.
My
Yeah.
my my greatest one was one day I was walking. I met Conan O'Brien
Hmm.
walking down Fifth Avenue, Dennis Hopper,
Oh,
and
cool.
then
Cool.
ending going towards Tiffany's, David Hasselhoff,
Ah,
all within
great.
like a 20-minute.
That's New York.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You walk by these celebrities all the time. Like, oh, that was just something that just walked by me. Yeah. It's
my
so
wife
cool.
my wife is like clueless to people that way, and I'd be like, hey, so and so, and she's like, who the hell is that? I go, it's
All right.
blah blah
One more
blah.
story about a bus.
Yeah.
It just has to do with a bus actually in Manhattan. Um, it was a pouring rain. Again, I was a doorman at the Stanhope on 81st and 5th. The Met was across the street. John Landis, the director, came
Sure.
running across the street. And I've gotten him a cab before. He stopped by a few times just to jump in a cab. But this time he recognized me and he goes, "Hey Jim, how you doing? How you been? Blah 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 blah." And I could not get him a cab. There was so many people waiting. It was downpouring and all that. And I said, it's going to take forever. And it was like during the time they change shifts too. So that's the worst time, as you know, in New
To try
York.
to get
The
something. Yeah,
worst time
yeah.
to try to get a cab is during that time. So it was during that time, unfortunately. And a bus pulled across the street in front of the Met. That's one of the stops. I said, John, you want it? He goes, oh, yeah, I'll take a bus. And he ran across the street and jumped in a bus. I thought that was so cool.
My
Yeah.
my my thing, the band Grand Funk.
Uh-huh.
So my friend Bruce Kulick was in Grand Funk for like 20 years after Mark Farner leaves,
Oh,
right?
I've
So I'm
heard of
walking,
them.
same thing,
Yeah, yeah,
walking
yeah.
down New York City, and of course, sorry, everybody, not Jaws related, but we're getting in the weeds of
I
things
know.
here
I'm so
because
sorry,
it's
everybody.
all
We're
right.
just
Well,
talking. Yeah, we're just
this
gabbing
is
away here.
interesting too to us, so bear with it. So I'm walking in the street, and then Bruce comes right up to me, and he's with Don Brewer, and Don Brewer's the drummer of Grand Funk. And they had a couple interviews to do that day, and I was doing nothing. And he's like, "Oh yeah, come tag along." So they had something all the way up on the west side, no, the east side, and it was like a mile away. And we get to York Avenue, and here comes
Hmm.
a bus not in service, and I just pull out my badge, show the guy. The guy stops the bus. I tell them where we got to go. We get on the bus, and
Oh,
they
cool.
were floored that, like in New York City, something like that can happen.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
great.
it's so fun. And every time Brewer sees me, that was like the story, that he would tell everybody, in the crowd that we're around. All right, so now let's get back to the real reason we're
Yeah,
here.
let's. Sorry, everybody. They're probably bored by now.
What's your origin story with Jaws?
With Jaws?
Yes.
All right. Well, I've told this before, but here we go.
Is this
It's
another
okay.
audience,
Yep, and there you have this is a new audience, so they
Right.
haven't heard this probably. I was 9 years old, and I was waiting. It was the last day of school, third grade, and we're waiting for the bell to ring to get out for summer. Mrs. Griffin, my teacher, had a Time magazine on her desk, and it said Super Shark on it, and it had a shark. You know that cover, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at that, and I was really into horror movies. I loved Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Dracula. I grew up Creature double feature on Channel 56 in Boston. And so I said, "What's this?" And she said, "Well, it's about a monster shark eating people at the beach." I was like, "Oh my God, I got to go see this movie." So I ran home, and supposedly it was. I mean, I was 9, so supposedly it was big word of mouth. It was like everyone was talking about this movie. My mom said, I asked my mom, I was like, can I go see this? Can I? She goes, well, your dad and I are going into Boston tonight to see it. If it's okay, we'll take you and your friends next
So they
weekend.
had intention of going.
Yeah, they
Wow.
were already planning on going that night because I guess my mom read the book and all that. And I never saw her read the book. It was weird because she read the hardcover, I guess, but I don't remember that. But that was Jaws. The Time magazine was my vivid first
Yeah.
memory of that. So sure, they went that night. Went to Boston, and next morning I woke up. I was like, "Is it okay to see it?" She goes, "Oh yeah, yeah. I'll take you and your friends next week. You're gonna love it. It's great." So during the week, family members and her friends would come over for coffee or whatever, and they were like, "Are you kidding me? We've heard how gory this movie is." And she goes, "Oh, please, if he can sit and watch those Christopher Lee Dracula Hammer movies, he can watch this."
Right.
So that next Friday, she took me and a few of my friends since Boston and saw it at the Charles Cinema, and I'll never forget it. I still to this day remember the pack. I remember standing in line. It was the first time I ever stood in line for a movie
Mm-hmm.
because we used to go to the movies all the time.
Right.
But I never had to stand in line. I was like, why? She goes, well, there's a lot of people want to see this movie. So we're waiting. And then I see the Shark Facts poster in the lobby, and everyone's reading that before they go in. Then we went in and loved it. And I remember the scene with the head, everyone screamed and jumped. And my mom said, oh, before it started, my mom said, all right, there's going to be one scene that I'm going to have you close cover your eyes. So I was like, okay, and I'll let you know when it happens. So, spoiler alert for people who hasn't seen Jaws. This is a major scene in the movie, so put on mute for a few minutes. It's the scene where the shark jumps up and Quint is sliding down the shark's mouth. And as soon as he gets to the shark and it's the first bite, she goes, okay, close your eyes.
Oh.
And I'm like, I did, but then I was like this
Good,
during it.
good.
I watched it and she was nudging me. She couldn't see me doing that. But I saw it and the blood spurted. And she, after that, she was like, "Okay, you can open your eyes now."
It's
But
funny. It's horrific and yet not horrific because it's so what it should happen.
well, for the time, I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh
you
yeah.
never saw. I mean, people were. I remember people going like that, like they were freaking out when he was getting eaten, and people going in the audience, and
I think more if he like cut him in half and it was a half of a body or something like that, just because it's just the him going into the chest area and the blood splatter. I don't
pull
know.
him
It's just,
in.
like I
Well,
said,
yeah,
like if you're a
yeah,
horror person like you said you were, listen, if you
yeah,
saw The Exorcist, anything could have y- nothing fazed
yeah.
you.
But you didn't see any blood. Did you see any blood in The Exorcist?
No, it was the puke.
Yeah, it was all
Yeah,
that. It was
but I'm
psychological. That
saying,
was
but
more of a
the
psychological.
horror
Well,
effect,
Jaws is too. Some Jaws is you don't see the shark till halfway through the movie, so
right?
it's all your imagination.
Right.
But but yeah, no, yeah, well, they had to, it was PG. So they
which is
had to,
amazing,
yeah.
you
But for
know.
the time, I mean, you never saw something like that ever. I mean, you know, shark eating a man on a boat, and then I remember people saying, "Oh, a shark," when it jumped on the back of the boat. I remember for years, like people were like, "Oh, we would never jump on the back of the boat." Now you see these breaching great white sharks flip out of the water, and like, hey, they do it. So
Right,
they knew what they were doing. They did their
right.
research.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't have Shark Week yet. They didn't realize what was going
No, no, right, right, right.
on back
But
then.
yeah, that started it, and then after that, I just wanted to. Um, Sorry, something just clicked up. Sorry. I just anything about sharks at the time, I was like, oh, because people were already all of a sudden fascinated with sharks, and I was too. I was like, what are
Yeah.
these? These real monsters. Supposedly. Back then. Now we know better, but back then, again, this was 1975, a different time, a different era, and you didn't know much about these fish and people. I mean, that's what worked. That's what made the movie work because you were scared to go in the water. I remember nobody going in the water. I still don't go in the water.
But did
Um,
it affect you
the
that night?
ocean, the ocean, huh?
Did it affect you that night? Like, did you have a nightmare or
Oh no,
anything
no.
like that?
I loved it. I don't remember having a nightmare, but I just loved it, and I wanted to know everything about this movie. I wanted to go see it again, but I was 9, and the movie theater near us wasn't playing it, so
Right.
um, I saw it 6 times though throughout that
The course of
first.
it, yeah. Because
Yeah.
that ran until
The
December.
following year. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And then it became a yearly thing for the summer
yeah,
before
yeah.
Jaws 2 came out.
Right.
So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so my version of it is that
Well, little theaters would have it. No, it
yeah.
did. The big one was 1979, where before it went on ABC. That
And
was
you know
the
it's
big.
great. You see all these photos of back then. I mean, the actual Jaws logo, that gigantic on side, the side of the marquees, and the lobby cards. I remember the lobby cards being
Oh yeah,
inside the
yeah,
theater.
yeah.
It was just, and then a lot of places. I'm an insert movie poster guy. I love that.
Okay. Yep,
And
yep.
I remember those types of posters. That's you would know that's the theater you would have to walk into because the little poster would be right there by the
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
So I was too young. I was born in '67, so I was
Oh, you're
8.
you're
Uh,
young. Yeah, yeah. I was 9. You were
yeah,
8.
yeah,
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 you're younger than me. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, but you know what? You see, Brooklyn was a whole different thing. I just remember everybody having the paperback,
I
and I
remember that
was
too.
and I was
Yep.
very astute reader back then. And I
Uh-huh.
was reading on like a 11th, 12th grade level because I was a comic book guy, so everything was very adult there, reading big
Same
words
thing.
and
Yep,
stuff. And I
yep.
read the book, and the book was like, holy cow, I couldn't believe it. And I don't know, I didn't have I guess being 8 years old, I wouldn't be asking my mom if I wanted to go see Jaws. And it's funny, I never really asked my mom if she ever did see Jaws at the time. But in '79, when they really did the re-release,
Yeah,
that's when
yeah.
I got to see it. And no one thought I didn't think about show times, and people didn't say, hey, the next time is 4 o'clock. And I bought a ticket and walked in, and I walked in when they're fixing the orca. So Hooper and Quint are underneath, and they're putting the dirty water on top of the ledge and everything. So I saw the end of the movie first.
Okay.
And I was that was amazing. And now I had to wait 20 minutes
Oh
for the
man.
movie to start again. But but I said it's left such an impression that night when I went to sleep.
Hmm.
I had a nightmare, and my
Wow.
mom said she woke me up, and I was swimming in my bed.
Oh,
I was
oh my
actually
God.
swimming in my bed. So
Wow. Wow.
that was
Wow.
the impression, and it imprinted on me that way.
Wow. That's
It wasn't a
cool.
scary thing. It
Well,
was
I guess
just
it's not cool that you had a nightmare at 8, but
yeah,
that's,
but so but I didn't fear it.
yeah. Okay.
I was like I lived my brain lived inside the movie for that moment, but then I really was like taken by it itself,
Yeah.
and that was it. And then like number two, the seed grew from there. You know. So now,
Yeah.
how did you start the collection? What was like one of the first things that you got?
Well, right after that, the Jaws log came out. My dad picked that up for me. And then I was like going nuts. I flipped through it. My mom wouldn't let me read the book. You read the book when you were 8, you said?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
My mom read the book, and she, like I said, she read the book, but she said, because I wanted to read the book, and she goes, "No, you can't read the book until you're like 10 or 11, something like that, because of the hoop. It was a different,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
story was different than the movie, kind
And
of,
which is
and
great because it was really you had two versions
right,
of that. The whole thing with the
yes,
mob and Hooper,
yeah,
having the
right,
affair and
right,
Hooper getting killed. There was like
yeah,
so and like I'm waiting too because I read like I said I read the book. Then I'm like that didn't where is it? That didn't
right,
happen. That
right,
didn't happen because I had you had that forethought already about
yeah.
what's going to happen, and it didn't happen, which was great because now you have a whole different version of what happened.
Wow. So yeah, but yeah, the collection wise, yeah. So then, wherever we'd go, like a toy store, the game. Well, I got for Christmas, I got the Jaws game and all
Right.
that. And there was this rubber shark that Imperial put out that I got, great white shark, and in in my stocking for Christmas. Um, but yeah, it's just everywhere. The puzzles came out, those scene puzzles. I was
Yeah.
at a store. I was like, oh, I want. I begged my parents every time we go out somewhere, to get any magazine my dad would pick up for me. Mad magazine, Cracked magazine. Cracked actually came out before Mad. Cracked came out like right around when the movie was out, and the Mad came out a few months later.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was just something that I wanted. Edith Blake's book. I found, excuse me, the Martha's Vineyard version, the big version, not the small paperback
Yeah.
Ballantine one, the original version that Martha it was only sold at Martha's Vineyard.
Go ahead.
Okay, the Edith Blake book. I found at a bookstore, a used bookstore, before the original paperback. I saw the original paperback in regular stores. So I saw this and I was like, what's that? And I flipping it open, saw all the great photos of the shark, the mechanical shark, which I love to.
Go ahead. Sorry, folks, we're
So yeah,
freezing up. This friggin' internet.
sorry.
All right, go ahead. Talk about
All
the Edith
right.
Blake book.
So gotta love technology, huh?
Right.
So yeah, like I said, I saw the big version of the book before the paperback book, and I opened it up. And I was like, oh my God, there's so many great photos of the shark in here. And I loved seeing the shark, which you would never see. The Jaws log only had a few photos of the shark.
Right.
They wanted to keep it secret from the audience, because they were afraid they looked fake, as you know. People, that's the lore now. Um, so when Edith Blake's books came out, all these fantastic photos of the mechanical shark with it. I was like, and I used to love to draw the shark. When I was a kid, I used to with the jowls, I would do the jowls on it, and that's what made
Oh
it the
wow.
shark from Jaws and a regular shark. Um, so yeah, so I love that. And magazines, so many magazines came out, and then the shark magazines would come out, Jaws of Death, Jaws of Horror, Killer Sharks. The very first shark magazine came out. I got that right away, right around the Jaws log time.
Did you get
Um,
the one Jaws versus King Kong? Remember
Oh
that
yeah,
one?
that would Famous Monsters of Filmland. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that didn't really have much of Jaws. That was Jaws 2, I think, in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
The one with Jaws in it had Food of the Gods, the big giant rat
Right.
on the cover. That showed again. That was the first time I ever saw the photo of Brody, with the scooping the chum out and the shark coming. I never saw that photo anywhere else, and I flipped out when I saw that. Um, so yeah, I got those, of course.
Do you recall the movie program in the theater?
Never here. They never made one in America.
So
The
it wasn't
Jaws
America.
2,
It was only overseas.
UK, and Japan.
Okay,
It was
yeah.
only those two. Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Again, I never, before the internet, I had no idea that was even available.
Right.
Um, and then I went to this place when I lived in Boston. It was a movie poster store in Cambridge. and they had all of the Jaws programs and from Japan. I was like, oh, I had no idea. And then, shortly after the internet came out and all that. But that was my first time seeing that. And I didn't know until the internet that there was one in the UK. I had no
Right.
idea until I saw it on eBay, like when eBay first started. Um,
So now,
but yeah,
as
for
things, as
years.
as you're seeing things, you're snatching them, you're buying stuff as
Oh
you're seeing
yeah, yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The older I got, I mean, when I was a kid, I'd have to beg,
Right. Right. Because it
because we're
wasn't it
on an
wasn't your money yet.
income. It's So yeah, once I turned 18, I'd moved to Boston, and I would go look for things, different shows. Not com they're not com they weren't Comic Cons then called that, but same thing. They were like these comic book shows
Yeah.
and stuff that celebrities would come to also. Um, and I would ask every day, do you have anything from Jaws? Do you have anything from Jaws? And off and on, I'd find something cool and rare. The movie poster magazine, I bought that when that first came out. Um,
Did
and
you
I had
have
to,
a one sheet by then when you were 18?
no, not when I was a kid. Not when I was
Okay.
a kid. And when I was an adult, yeah, I got it when I was an adult. And it took me a while to find the Shark Facts one because that was rare. That was hard
Hmm.
to find. It still is kind of hard to find. And when you do find it, it's super expensive now.
Right. And
Um,
unfortunately they reprint everything now too.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
So you got to know which I get. That's what I love about I have a JawsCollector Facebook and Instagram page for years now. And since once I started Facebook, I started this page, JawsCollector. And I get people asking me questions all the time. I always get not, once in a while, I would get people taking a picture of a one sheet and ask me if this was legit or a copy. And I would be honest with them if it wasn't. I said, no, it has to
Sure.
have the 75, 155 at the bottom, the National Screen Service paragraph on the bottom. A lot of them don't, or they'll have one or the other, and that they have to have both.
Right.
And that's how you tell if it's a legit. And it's 27 by 41, of course.
Right.
Um,
The insert movie
but
poster too is one has the PG and
mhm.
one doesn't.
Yeah, that's from Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have a rating system there.
Right.
So that one's from Canada.
Right.
Um, yeah, so then they stopped doing it. The National Screen Service number around the late 70s because Jaws 2 didn't have that.
Hmm.
Um, Even on the lobby cards, they didn't have it. It was weird. They went through a time where they didn't do it. Well, now they don't do it anyway. I don't think they really do it anymore anyway.
And
But
now
yeah, so that started
every
my collection, and just as I got older, and then eBay came out, and I went nuts on finding stuff from all over the
yeah.
world, which I couldn't find, on my own. And living in New York City, then I was living in New York City. I would go to all these shops and stores, and try to find that. What was it, Jerry Orlinger's
Jerry
movie
Olingers.
post?
I was just gonna bring up
Oh,
14th
love that! I
Street.
missed that place.
Oh
It's
my
gone
God.
now.
That place looked like if you lit a match, that place would go up in 3 seconds,
Yeah.
It was such like a hoarder place,
Yes,
you
it was
know? It
fantastic though.
was. It was.
They
And
had everything.
did you ever go to the guy on 42nd Street and 9th Avenue? The Chinese
Yes,
the
on the
Asian guy.
corner. On the corner.
What an extensive collection that guy had.
Yep, yep. I actually bought the insert, the Jaws insert poster there. They had that there.
He had some amazing stuff there too,
Yeah.
man. And he was
Yes.
organized. With Jerry,
He
you would have to
was.
go in and write on a piece of paper
Right. And they'd have to go in the
what
back and
what you were
search
looking
for
for.
it. I got Goldman's photo contact sheets from Jerry Orlinger.
Oh wow.
Like strips, the contact sheets from the
Yes.
photographers. They're all on my JawsCollector.com website for fans to see and look at. But yeah, I found them there at Jerry's. It was I living in New York. I would go there every few weeks just to see what's going on and what's new and
Yeah,
the
those are
glossy
great
photos.
times. Great
Yeah,
times. Boy.
yeah, yeah. It's a shame it's gone.
So now what's your rarest piece that you have? Almost authentic, I guess.
Rare. I mean, I have a couple of the teeth from the shark, rubber shark. One is from John Dwyer. Um, Profiles in History years ago sold a set, and John it was from John Dwyer. And this person who I knew at the time bought them, and he didn't want all of them. And he got in touch with me. He said, "Do you want to buy one off me?" I was like, "Yeah." And
Yeah.
he was like, "I'll send you the letter of authenticity from John Dwyer too." To show, and it says that it was one of the teeth, the rubber teeth, that was ripped after they shot the scene with Quint getting attacked, and they used the same shark towards the end of the movie with Brody and no, that was the other shark. I'm sorry, that was the left to right shark. Um, anyway, on the letter it says he ripped out the tooth after they were done filming the Robert Shaw attack scene. Back on, I don't know if it was there on the Orca or on the sled thing that they floated them
Yeah,
out on.
yeah, yeah.
But he said, yeah. So that's the one I have, and then another
That's
one I got
cool.
from one of the kids who was in the movie. They would hand them out these rubber teeth to the kids, and give out
A
those T-shirts,
candy.
the production crew T-shirts. And I got one of them, and it's in our book. It's in the Jaws Memories from Martha's Vineyard that I did with Matt Taylor. There's a photo, not this 50th anniversary one. The
The first
50th is
one.
totally different
Yeah.
than the original concept and all that. But it has props in the first versions of the book.
I have the first one
But
with a piece of the orca in it.
yes, oh
I
yeah, you got that. Yeah, that was a
I got
limited
that one.
one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. You got it. That's great.
Yeah. And I just spent the
That's
$500
going
on
for big bucks now, I hear too.
and I just spent $500 on the new one.
Oh my God, I didn't buy the new one.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I didn't, even though I was part of it, I don't get it because it's Titan and they sell it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, nah,
And you
I
know,
don't need it. To
they
be
were the
honest
only
with you,
game in
I already got
town
a
too to get it. You know, there was no other way of getting it at the moment too. You
right.
know,
Oh
like
yeah.
price comparison, to try to find it
Oh
in a
yeah.
different, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so that was one of my Christmas presents. This,
Which one? This one or the first
the
one?
new version. Oh no, I got the old version with you involved as soon as it came out.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
bought that one, especially
Yeah.
that it had a piece of the orc. I wanted that.
Yeah. I'm
You know.
involved in this one too, but no, I wasn't as involved as much
Okay.
because I was like, look, it doesn't need to be, it's perfect the way it is, I thought. They did a great job.
Yeah.
Matt and his partner who put it together, I'm credited in it because a lot of the photos I
Sure.
found, still, it's part of, what I did.
Well,
But I'm proud of
like he
it
said,
too. I am proud of it. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, he said
It's
they just improved it in senses like they made pictures a little bigger and different
Yeah,
colors.
yeah.
I
But
mean,
then they
so that's
lost a lot
fine.
of pictures too, which I went on when it first came out. I went, look, I was telling the Jaws fans on my Jaws Collector Facebook and Instagram page, look, it's coming out. I got an earlier copy of it before it was available, and I was like, okay, don't get rid of the other version
Right,
because there's a lot of photos in that version that aren't in this version
right,
that you're going to want to have. So have both, and you'll have everything.
right.
So,
And that
but
book, the new version, is heavy.
it is. Oh, the
Oh
box is
my
really, yeah,
God,
yeah.
it's so. I mean,
I've
that
seen
you could
photos of it and video of somebody undoing it, unpacking it,
unboxing
and
it. Yeah,
so yeah. I mean, and to be honest with you, I years ago going around, I would find pics and pieces of things, on the vineyard, like before the Jaws Bridge was torn down.
hmm
I grabbed a little piece. They were demolishing it, and I asked one of the guys, "Can I take a piece?" And he was, "Yeah." I was like, "So I have a piece of the original bridge,"
Oh wow.
and I was on the I got a piece of that breakaway pier already. So I'm like, I don't need to get this. I'm like, yeah, it's good. It's great for fans who
Yeah,
it is legit. And fans were like, oh yeah, it's just a piece of wood. How do we know? It is. It's legit. Matt went out there and by permission from the owners, took it and cut it all up. So it is legit. It is a piece of film history.
yeah.
So
And when I met Marty, Marty was nice enough. He gave me an actual piece of the orca,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
breakaway
the
piece of the.
breakaway. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I got one too. I got one too.
that
Yeah,
was nice because he was
he's super nice.
yeah.
Marty's
Oh, what a
fantastic.
sweetheart. What
Marty's
and he
fantastic.
is. So I tell you, it's funny. He's one of those guys. He's technical. When he tells you stuff, he's giving you measurements.
Yep,
You know,
yep.
he goes
Yep.
right into everything. He tells you
Yep.
everything of what's going on.
Yeah, he's such a nice person. So many that's what I love about this the crew of Jaws also. Everyone is so nice. I mean, Jeff Kramer, I talk to him a lot. He's such a sweetheart, such a
yes.
nice guy. Joe Alves. I've become good friends with Joe Alves over the years. And he's just the nicest genuine person, not Hollywood fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just everyone that I've met and the crew members, they're just down to earth. They'll talk and oh yeah, this, that, yeah.
What was your
Um,
first celebrity encounter with dealing with the movie?
with Jaws?
Yeah. Did you meet Scheider?
No, I never met Scheider. I saw him in a play Love Letters in Boston at the Charles Theater. No, the Wilbur Theater. Sorry, the Wilbur Theater. This play called Love Letters. He was in it. And I could have stuck around the stage door, but I didn't at the time. I didn't want to bother. It was a lot of people. I'm like, whatever. I saw him.
Okay.
Um, my very first one talking to would be probably Carl Gottlieb. Um, we hit it off. We talked at a book signing when he redid his book in paperback at the Virgin Record Store in Union Square. It's not
Mm-hmm.
there anymore, I don't think.
No,
Oh, see, it kills me. New York,
everything.
New York, come on.
Everything's gone. The big
Oh,
one that was on in Times Square, the Virgin store. Remember
I
that one?
remember that. I used to go to that one too. Yeah, I
Clothing
knew that
store.
was gone.
Clothing
I knew
store
that one
now.
was gone. I wasn't sure about the Union
Yeah.
Square. So anyway, Carl Gottlieb was there to sign his books, and I was just talking to him and just hitting it off. And he was such a nice guy. Um, and he told a story. Somebody asked him, "What's a story that no one's ever heard before?" And he goes, "Well, living in the cabin with Steven, he was so stressed out. What, for some reason, and this is probably an exclusive because not a lot of people have heard the story. It's not even in our book. This is what Carl said. When things were getting tough, and it was right before he had to leave because Carl was like, they were starting to they were shooting out at sea. There was no need for Carl to be there anymore. So they were saving money. And Carl said, at night, Stephen would put celery in his pillowcase because it reminded him of home growing up, his mother. So it would calm him down. And I thought that was such a cool, different story. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's, he said he would do it. We were wondering why he was doing this at first. And he said, one of us in the cabin asked him. And he said, it's just, I'm so stressed. And I just relaxes me. It reminds me of home with my mom, celery. So yeah, you got that story.
That's great.
I've never told that story actually
That's
anywhere.
very
So
cool.
yeah, so there you go. But so yeah, so he told that story at that time. Then I met him about a couple of years later. Again, we talked. He remembered me. He was like, "Oh yeah, hi." And again, this was internet, like Facebook wasn't around yet, so we weren't in touch and all that. But I saw him they did this screening with Peter Benchley and Carl Gottlieb on 24th Street at one of the theaters there in Chelsea. They were promoting this documentary from, I want to say A&E or something like that, from books to film. And it's a very hard to find documentary. They screened that first and then they screened the movie.
Hmm.
Um, Benchley and Carl were at the front talking beforehand. I got Peter to sign my one sheet. I had the one sheet at that point, and Carl signed it. And Peter took off after that. Didn't watch. He just came to do it and left.
Right.
And he was very nice though. And Carl sat down, and we had seats already, and he sat in front of me. So I was watching Jaws with Carl in front of me. I was watching Carl watch Jaws.
That's
It
funny.
was
Yeah. It's
funny.
surreal.
Yeah, but try to find it. It's called From Books to Film. It was a series that they did, and Jaws was one of them. Um, and yeah, I saw that. And then after that would be David Brown at the Stanhope Hotel. I opened the door, And I'm always professional. I don't, celebrities to me, I met so many. They're just people. I
Right, of
just talk
course.
to them about other things. I don't talk to them about, oh yeah, I love you in this. And they don't want to hear that, as you
Right.
know. It's just talk to them as a person. So when I opened the door, I didn't expect it. And I went, oh my God, it just came out. And he went, what? And I am so sorry. I am a huge Jaws fan. It's my favorite movie. He goes, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. So we started walking in together. And the Laserdisc, I was talking about the Laserdisc documentary. I said, they did a great job on that Laserdisc documentary, didn't they? He goes, oh, yeah, they did. They did. It was really well done. And at that point, he got to the elevator. He shook my hand. He goes, well, it was really nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. And he went up in the elevator. I guess he was doing an interview with Barbara Walters
Oh.
upstairs. She did a lot of her interviews on 2020. That
Hmm.
back then, I would see her a lot coming in with people. Michael J. Fox, she did an interview with him too upstairs. But yeah, so and then moving to Rhode Island, then Jaws Fest happened, and I met Joe and everyone else, and just became friends over the years with them.
Did you
Um, so that's how
contribute to anything for Jaws Fest?
I
Or
did. I did. Part of my collection. I donated some of my stuff to the auction. There was an auction at the we were at the Jaws Fest, the first one,
I missed it. I
2005.
missed both of
Oh,
them.
okay. There was this night out at a bar, and it was fun. They did all this stuff, and they had a long table of stuff they were auctioning off, and I just donated some of the stuff. It was for the children's ward for the
Hmm.
Martha's Vineyard Hospital donations. So I was like, yeah, of course. So doing that, I got some good stuff free. I got into free stuff and
Yeah, yeah.
lectures and stuff. And then I was more involved with the second one. That I was more involved. I did a Q&A, which didn't go very well. I'm not meant to do Q&As, I guess, but I
You're
didn't think
doing
it was.
you're doing fine, sir.
No,
Let
no,
me
no. Me being the moderator for a
Oh,
Q&A.
okay. So
I
let
I
me ask you. They say it didn't go well, Jaws, the second Jaws Fest. Did you feel that about it?
How I feel is, um, and I've said this over the years, if you didn't go to the first one, you loved it. It was
Okay.
fantastic because I talked to many people who loved it. If you did go to the first one, it was nowhere near as good as the first one.
Right.
Nowhere.
Right.
And I hate to say that, but it's true. It's just true. It wasn't very organized like the first one. This one was the second one was mainly in Edgartown and a few little town. Vineyard Haven had a couple of events, where the first one was everywhere. Menemsha, Chilmark, Edgartown. It was all over the island. It was like an island event. They had an event in the pond for kids. It was a race in the pond. The sharks in the pond. They would do
Yeah.
kids races in the pond,
Yeah.
swimming races with floatable sharks. They would it was just so much better. It was just so cool. The Chamber of Commerce was really involved with that. The second one, it was a private person, an event person who
Uh,
put it together.
and then guest wise too. Was it lacking in guest wise?
No, it had some guess. I mean, Benchley passed away, I think, at that point, and Roy
Mm.
Scheider was gone. Well, he didn't go to the first one, or Dreyfus didn't go to those either. Um, but it was good. They had Robert. You know what impressed me? All the locals were there, of course. Lee Fierro.
Yeah.
Jeff Kramer came. Joe Elves came. Um, Susan Bacalini was there. I don't think she was there for the first one. She came for the second one. Um, what impressed me was who I got to meet and have a little talk with was Robert Shaw's sister, and she was a spitting image. It was like Robert Shaw in drag.
Hmm.
Honest to God, it was like her eyes. They had the same eyes. That it was amazing, and she was tall.
Yeah.
Because Robert was, from what I heard, was shorter. That's why Stephen hired. He wanted. I've heard this that he wanted to hire actors, the three leads, to be on the shorter side, like Stephen's height, um, because he wanted the shark to look bigger next to them.
Right.
So Robert Shaw, even though he's got this big performance, he's a bigger over the top guy. He was a short guy in real life, and even though he
All the
was
great
tall,
actors. are like
Yeah,
five
yeah,
six, 5'7",
yeah. Oh, yeah,
all of
that's
them,
true. Yeah,
all of them.
that's why I love meeting celebrities too. I love to see how tall they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you
but
go across the board, Pacino, Hoffman, it goes even De Niro. De Niro's not that tall of a
I
guy.
used De Niro. Here we go talking about the Stanhope again. But I used to see De Niro all the time. He'd pull up. He goes, "Hey Jimmy, can I park my car out here?" Because he wanted to go in the restaurant. He would call me Jimmy, and he took care of me every time he came. He would come once a month to see his ex-wife and his kid,
Mm.
um, and have breakfast with them. So I would, talk to him a lot. He was very quiet at first, but then he would open up, talk
Yeah,
a
right.
little
He
bit.
would warm up,
He's
right?
very, very quiet. Yeah,
Did you
and
get to
very
call him?
nice.
Did you get to call him Bobby?
No, I wouldn't do that. No, no,
Did you?
Mr. De Niro. I mean, I had to be professional,
Yeah, of course,
beforehand.
of
I was
course.
working, so,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was nice, nice
Did you get
guy.
to meet Lorraine Gary?
No, I wish I had. No, I heard that from somebody that she was on Cape Cod when this past June, when the Jaws event was happening on Martha's Vineyard. She
Oh,
was close by. She was
yeah.
at somebody's wedding, I heard.
Oh,
Um, a family wedding. So, but I was surprised. I was like, wow. But no, I never got to meet her. I hear she's very nice. She's getting older now, and for a long time, she didn't want to talk about Jaws. I didn't know if she was embarrassed
she
about the
embraced
last
it
one.
now.
Huh?
Yeah, she
Oh yeah,
embraced it
yeah.
now.
She embraces
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah,
saw that.
it's a
Did you see
classic.
the
It's a
interview with
classic.
her with Mankiewicz?
With who?
With Ben Mankiewicz?
On the
On
stage?
Yeah, yeah. They did
Yes,
it
I
right
did.
before screening.
Yeah, I did. And yes, I saw that. And she was wrong about she she talked about shooting the shark. There was the part where she said they asked her to shoot Steven wanted me to shoot the shark. Hey, that was for Jaws Revenge. That was a
Right.
scene that they cut for Jaws, but she said it was during Jaws. So her memory, she's older.
She's in her
It
80s.
happens. It happens to me. It happens to everybody. So, um, but
Yeah, like I said, it's funny. Like she would make a killing at conventions now, too.
oh my God.
You
Oh
know,
my
because
God.
she
Yeah.
really is especially being, her and Dreyfus and Kramer
She
being the
doesn't need the
last.
money. She doesn't need the
Exactly.
money.
Well, no. Well, it's not about again to do that. I feel it's sometimes it's not about the money. It's about
No, you're right. I shouldn't say that. I
you
shouldn't say
know,
that.
like because
I shouldn't say that.
I mean, listen, even a C-lister, if it's about the money, they'll make a couple of grand that weekend, whatever
Right,
it might be,
right,
And she might, and
right.
listen, Dreyfus was charging for $100 for a picture or an
That's crazy.
autograph at last summer.
That's crazy. I
You
met
know?
him before that. I have a great picture of him. He signed my hardcover Jaws. Well, I had everybody sign that book. I had every celebrity I had. I have number two of the hardcover with the
Yeah.
orca piece in it. And he wrote, I asked him, I was like, do you mind writing this for me? And I gave him a copy of our book, and he was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I already have this book, but yeah, thank you. I was like, oh, all right. So I was like, can you write this and then sign your name? I was like, what we have here is the perfect engine, a killing machine. And and
That's
he
cool.
goes, I made that line up in the cabin. That was one of our improvs. They had something else. And I said, we were working that scene out with changing some of the dialogue that night. And he said, I thought of that line. What you have here is a perfect engine, a killing machine. All this
That's
machine
awesome.
does is swim and eat and, make little sharks.
Yeah.
And that's what he said. He said he made that line up in the cabin, which I
Did
thought was
you?
cool. But he was very nice. And he didn't charge 100. This was before COVID. This was right before COVID, like
Oh,
at a Comic Con in
I
Rhode Island.
I got to see him the first time if he was doing conventions. It's called the Big Apple, and he was one
I
of the first,
remember that.
and it was one
I
of the
remember
first
that.
ones he went to, and
Wow.
then he was only charging $30, and a photo was not free.
Yep.
So believe me, I brought,
I was probably here when that happened, but I remember hearing about that with him being there.
and he was just about to go out and shoot W.
Oh, okay.
So he had the Dick
Okay.
Cheney look,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he shaved his head down a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the photo I have, he was like, "Does anybody have a hat?" And some had a baseball hat, and he wore that the whole time. And
Oh,
took the
cool.
photos with him and
Cool.
everything.
I saw him at Chiller years ago
Yeah,
too.
now
He's
he's
like cool.
charging. Then he's charging like $80.
A little bit more. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he
But
like,
no, he didn't charge. I forget what he charged. Maybe 50 at the Comic Con in Rhode Island. Like, it was right before the lockdown. Um, it was the last one before the lockdown. The November before, the following year, March the following year.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I don't,
so
listen,
no, no,
you
I didn't
can't
know he was
blame the
charging
guy,
100. I
right?
heard I heard
I can listen. I
I
can understand 100 for the autograph, 100 for a photo and the autograph. At least try to bundle it. You know what I mean? Listen, that was definitely a cash grab, and probably had nothing to do with him. It had to do with the guy that was representing him too.
okay. Yeah.
That's how I feel how it worked out that way.
Well, his wife is his agent, is the person that comes with him. So
Yeah,
but it's fine. Whatever.
yeah,
It is what it is. Hey, he came. I
right.
couldn't believe he came. And I actually there is a story that I heard that he said that it was his first time on the island since filming Jaws
Mm,
on an interview or something like that. And that's actually not true. Matt Taylor said he saw him one time take family to see Jaws in Edgartown at that little theater.
yeah.
Matt went. This is before I knew Matt, but he told me, he goes, "Yeah, I saw Richard Dreyfuss. Dreyfuss came here and saw Jaws here." I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, yeah, he was here." So he has been on the island.
So you didn't get to the 50th.
I did just for one day.
Oh, okay.
I was involved. I helped the Martha's Vineyard Museum
I'll put
with
that
their
together.
stuff. A lot of that stuff, well, not a lot, but well, yeah, some of that stuff was mine in there,
And let me ask you
my
this: is any
collection.
of your stuff at the Academy Museum?
Yes, yes, yep,
Oh, I'm
yep. They
going in
came to my
May.
house. They came, not this house. We moved here last year in September, and yeah, they came. They wanted to meet me and see some of my collection that I had in my old office that I took my picture of me holding the Jaws sign. That's my old office. This is my
Yeah.
new bigger office, my new home. But yeah, I sent them 8 or 9 things, something like that.
Is there a courtesy card on the stuff that you brought? Did they do
Yeah,
that
oh
for you?
yeah, yeah. My
Oh,
name's
good,
on it. Oh yeah, my
good.
name's there. My name's. Are you going?
I'm going May.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
That's
go. I wish I could.
that's
I just
yeah. I told my wife. I said, listen, if they're doing a 50th, I don't care when the date is, I'm there. And then when the Academy happened and it's closing in July.
uh-huh.
And I
Right.
said, I said, listen, that's so. What I'm doing is I'm doing Paramount Pictures. I'm doing the VIP when we get there.
Okay.
The next day, I'm doing the exhibit for Jaws, going to
Uh-huh.
Disneyland,
Okay.
and then the next day after that, I'm doing the Universal VIP.
Good.
Yeah, so I'm only there
Fantastic. That's a
three
great trip.
days, and I'm making.
That's
I'm a big movie guy,
me
big cinema
too.
guy.
Me too. Me
I mean,
too.
it's
Yeah.
my Blu-rays. It's ridiculous. Like I
Yep.
said, uh, my I like too many things, Jim. That's my problem. I love music. I love movies. I mean,
uh,
if you would come in this basement, it looks like a 25-year-old lives here.
wow.
You know what
I
I'm saying? Because of my, like I said, like what's behind you.
Yeah.
Like on this side here, I have all my insert movie posters right behind me. I have the Godfather 1 and 2 insert,
Yep.
DVDs on this side, CDs on
Cool.
that side. Walking down the stairs, all my Jaws posters there. It's
That's great.
But I love
That's
it.
great.
That's I said, and I hope my grandchildren like it because if not, I said when I get to a certain age, I'm gonna either have to purge it, you know, like you have your Etsy store. So let
Yeah.
me ask you this too. So when did you realize you had a little too much, and you
Well,
had you know, that you said, all
well,
right,
everything is
I can.
not
So there's
here.
certain people that can't part with anything,
Yeah. No,
you
no.
know.
I've gotten to a point where okay, it was during a time where I was like, we had to get a storage space for it because it was too much. I have too many bins. I have maybe 23 bins at the storage area, and I have more here in the basement. Um, Not everything is here. Some of the more expensive stuff's in a lockbox at a bank. Um,
And what is
I
that?
don't have it here or anything like that. Like the tooth. I used to have the
Okay.
tooth in my office in my old place. I decided, nah, I'm just gonna put it away for now. Um, but I just the reason why I collected too, I always had a dream of maybe doing a museum on Martha's Vineyard, a Jaws museum.
Mm.
So I looked into it and figured out, I talked to people there, and it's like you got to go through a committee and the townspeople and all that. And, is it worth the money? It's
A lot of red
expensive,
tape to get to it.
huh?
A lot of red tape to get to do what you wanted to
Well,
do.
some. Not I wouldn't say a lot because if you know people, they know people kind of
Yeah.
they could help you out kind of thing. I would imagine, I didn't get that far, but um I just looked in rental spaces are expensive, you know. It's only open, to really gets busy during maybe
Summertime, right?
June,
Right, right,
July, August,
right,
September. It's only a few months.
right.
And October, October's a great time to go too. But then come November, when the snow starts, December, January, February, March,
Right. You still got to
we just
lay
had
out that
blizzard.
rent.
You had a
That
blizzard
rent.
too, right? You
Yeah.
hit you
Oh, it
too.
was terrible.
Yeah. So it just wasn't. So I was like, all right, now I have all this. What do I do? It's like, I want, I wanted other people to enjoy it. What the hell good is it being in a bin in storage?
Right.
I'm
Exactly.
like, it's stupid. It's useless. So you know what? I was like, you know what? I had it, you know. Let other people enjoy it. Let other Jaws fans around the world enjoy it. So I decided to open up an Etsy store, JawsCollector, and it's been doing well. I've been open for 10 years and over 1,000 items I've sold and more to come. I have a lot, probably 15, more than almost 2,000 items more to go.
Wow.
Um, that's a lot.
So what's behind you is that you consider keepers that you have
Well, it's
behind you?
just part of my office. I mean, in time, I'm going to sell this stuff too. This is just for decoration now.
The pencil, is that an original Roger Castell?
What is it?
The pencil
Oh
of
yeah, yeah, behind
Bruce.
me there, over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's an
yeah.
original
He's tiny.
pencil?
Yeah, that's yeah, yep,
Very
yeah.
nice.
I got what else? I'll show you around.
And
Hold on.
what's the one on top?
The one on top is a print
Oh no
that
no 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 the black the one that you have the with the guys in the shark teeth. Right next to the
where?
Jaws Fest.
Oh, it's Jaws Fest.
No, no,
Oh,
it's on top.
that's an introduction thing. That's like
Okay.
an ad.
Right, you got the
Walking around
wine.
here. Ugh. Got some of the stuff up here.
Yeah.
There. I got Chrissy's arm. Greg Nicotero made that.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you have a
That's
barrel. Is
I
that a
got one of the
legit
barrels from the
barrel?
Murphys. That's one of the barrels that floated the shark out on the bins. And
Oh,
that's the same type of barrel that was used in the movie. It was painted
that's
yellow, as you know.
yeah, yeah.
So I got this years ago from Planet Hollywood. It's schematic. The shark pencil.
And what year is that?
What?
The sketch.
Oh, it's from 74. Right
Oh,
there.
you're kidding me.
It's an original.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Bernardi. He was on the crew. Bernardi.
What did
Yeah.
that cost you?
This was the date is when they were filming the tank. It's like October 74. So they were filming the cage attack at that
Oh, in the
point. I
water
can't
tank.
tell what you can see. I'm
Yeah, no,
sorry.
no, no. It's no, I can see it definitely. Yeah. Wow, that's
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah. So at some point I'll sell that.
What did that run?
Uh, that was like 3,000 at the time.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
We got your finger.
So, oops, sorry. Sorry. Then over here.
Oh,
I got
okay.
this was on Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was on Martha's Vineyard. This is some stuff here. this. I got a couple original Marvel Jaws 2 drawings
Holy
from
cow, you got
comics.
pages. That's
Yep, the original.
amazing.
Those are the originals.
And where did they come from?
eBay years ago. Years
No
ago when I was
kidding.
living in New York. Yeah. I found this. This was on Martha's. This was hung up in a pole on Martha's Vineyard. I heard. There was a. They used to do this thing after Jaws came out. They would do this slideshow about the making of Jaws.
Yeah.
So that's the poster for it.
Is that
And I bought one of those. This is my idea to make copies at Martha's Vineyard Museum of this.
is that the original?
No, they have the original
Okay.
at the Martha's Vineyard Museum,
Okay.
but I years ago I said they showed it to me. I was like, you got to make copies and sell these. This would go nuts. Jaws fans would love this.
Yeah.
So
That's
and this
awesome.
this is a drawing by Craig Kingsbury of a great white shark.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
And just other stuff. Oh, this is original sign from Florida for Jaws 2. Please keep back.
Oh my God. Is that eBay too?
Yeah, yep. And
Holy
I actually
now this has
have the
gotta be
original
this has gotta be
clapperboard.
early time though, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, actually, no, that was later. That was later.
Wow.
And this is a rare frisbee
Frisbee.
from
I never
75.
saw that.
Yeah, that's rare.
I love that one. That was a newspaper ad that you had right there.
Where?
Go
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah,
poster.
yeah. This is a poster from Australia.
I saw that in the Daily News a million
Yep.
times.
You're right. You're right. Yep.
Wow. And I I
And then
just I
this
just purchased
different.
that shark, the
This is a
Japanese
bumper sticker
version.
for Jaws 2 that the
Oh,
crew had.
well, that's wild.
And
The record's wild.
isn't that cool? I got that from an artist in New York
Oh,
City.
very cool.
Yeah. And then there's the Time
There,
magazine that
there it
started it
is.
all.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
got the Jaws from Florida.
You got
The
the
Jaws.
parking lot sign?
That's not the parking lot sign. That's the sign
Oh, for the
for
ride?
where how to get to the Jaws ride.
Oh
Like you
man,
walk
that's
around and go this
great.
way. Yeah.
And how'd you obtain that?
On eBay.
Are you kidding? Boy, my searches aren't good then on my eBay.
I'm sorry, what?
My searches aren't that good on my eBay that you're finding this
I
stuff.
used to look every single day.
So now
That
let me
was
ask
when
you that Jaws
I
2
don't,
sign. Do you remember how much you paid for that?
oh, I forget. It wasn't that much. I was shocked. I have a lot of Jaws, more original stuff from Jaws 2 than Jaws, unfortunately. Um, the what I have I don't have it here. I believe it's in storage. It is in storage. The original Jaws 2 clapperboard.
Oh no.
I got that. Yeah, I showed it to Tom Dunlop and he
Wow.
flipped out. He was like, "My God, I haven't held this since I was that scene where because he had to the scene where they were pulling Mike up on the boat.
Yeah.
He was in charge of doing the clapper for it and putting it underneath in the boat because they couldn't have a crew member. It was just them on that boat. So he goes, I haven't held this since then. Oh my God, this is so cool. I got that from it's a funny story. Fishermen, right after Jaws 2 left, they were fishermen, they were dragging the bottom for crabs or shells. I don't know what fish. I don't know. And they pulled up the net and that was in it.
Get out. Someone
Yeah.
dropped out of
So
the
they
water?
took a picture of it when they were they were younger and in their 20s or something like that, or teenagers. And I have that photo. They got in touch with me on my website, my Jaws Collector site. That's
That if you'd
how
be
I got
interested?
that. And
Oh man.
I didn't pay that much. I paid a good amount for it, but not crazy.
Oh, yeah, no, that should be in
I
the
thought I got a
that should be in
steal.
the room.
Yeah,
That's a great
yeah,
piece.
yeah. I did have it in my old office. I showed Jeff Kramer too because he's got it. The Jaws 2 log. There's a picture of him next to it with a little minnow that says mini Jaws or whatever.
Yeah.
So he got a kick out of that. I showed it to him on like on a Zoom call kind of
I
thing.
like that, and I like the clear one that you see for Jaws that they did. It was the white. It's like almost like for water because they didn't want to use the they used two clapper boards. It was the black one with the shark teeth, and then they
Right.
used one that was like a clear white that had the
Yeah, yeah,
stencil
yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
the older ones for a while
Yeah,
now. Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
pretty cool one.
yeah.
Yeah, I have a guy in England called the Old Monstrosity Shop that does it, and made a clapperboard for me, and everywhere I go, I bring it with me to take photo, and people go nuts,
Huh,
and they want to take the photo with it, because it's so screen accurate, it's ridiculous,
that's
but it doesn't
cool.
have all
That's
the
cool.
pencils, the B, for the camera and stuff like. It doesn't have that all that stuff on it. It's just clear with the Jaws stencil and all that other stuff on it. So then
Wow.
he made a second one that was like a frameable one you could just put on the wall, and that I brought to Martha's Vineyard, and I got everybody to sign that one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
you know. So it's funny, a funny
Wasn't
story.
everyone nice, there?
Super, super.
Yeah.
Nicotero, he
Oh,
it
Greg.
was,
I'm good friends with Greg.
oh, Greg's
I don't look at him as Greg Nicotero like other people. I'm like, oh, it's Greg Living Dead, not, the
I don't
Walking
look at
Dead.
anybody that way too, to be honest with you too. I look at them as people. I'm more honored and interested in what their work is, but I want to know the person too, like you say.
Yeah, we talk about Jaws. Like he'll get in touch with me. We get in touch. It's funny. At times we like, did you see this? Like a collection, and it was like, no. And I'll get in touch with him. Look at this. Check this out.
Well, he did a
It's
great
funny. He's a
slideshow.
Jaws fan. That's how I look at him as. He did an amazing job with the Academy Museum too. Incredible.
He did a modern a thing too where he showed a slideshow of his collection
Oh,
and
cool.
all the graded photos that he created.
Was that on Martha's Vineyard?
Yes,
Oh, cool. I have a
yes,
copy. Somebody filmed it, and I have a copy. I got to watch it. I haven't watched it
yeah.
yet.
I didn't go the first day.
I
Was
was there.
Friday.
I was there that day. That's the
The
day I was
Friday with
there.
the when Dreyfus arrived.
No, no, that was on a Saturday. The museum thing was on a Saturday with Greg Nicotero's lecture and
That I
Joe's
was that. I went to
lecture.
Kramer's. I went to Joe Al's. I was there
Yeah,
for all
yeah,
that
I was
stuff.
there. That's the one day I was there. I was there all day at the
Ah,
museum. Yeah, I was there.
yeah. So we probably passed each other in the hallway.
Probably.
But with Greg
And
too,
I
he was
went on the
showing.
Orca boat. The guy let me go on the Orca
Oh,
boat
that's
because
great.
it was so cool because he took um, from Jaws Memories from Martha's Vineyard a lot of like he took what we had and made that help it. He said it helped him build this boat by the Murphy's photos because they have all these Polaroid photos
Yeah.
of the inside cabin. It's 2 pages spread of it, and he loved it. So he was raving about the book, and yeah, he let me and my friend John Capopiano on the Orca, and it was freaky. It was weird being on it. It was just incredible. I got a picture on Facebook of me just next to the door, smiling, just the cabin door. And I went up and I
Did you go
didn't
out to the
go on the
pulpit?
mast.
Did you go to the pulpit?
No, John did. I was like nervous I was gonna fall in the water because there was like only so much to walk.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's like Brody in the movie, like with the slipping with the rubber boots. It's only so much, and I was like,
You have to
no,
walk around it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't trust. No, but John did. John went boom, 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 went on the pulpit. I took a picture of him on there.
That's
But I
funny.
was on the high, the where the steering wheel is above the cabin. I went up to that. I climbed the ladder and went up to
Did
that.
you go to this screening with the orchestra?
No, I saw it. The world premiere was in Boston at the Boston Pops. Did
Yes.
it
Okay.
years ago, and I was at that. I did
Okay.
that. So that was the first one, and I took a trip into Boston, and yeah, that was cool. That was.
Yeah, it was
It's
good.
amazing, isn't it? Isn't it cool how you can watch it? And I was
Such.
watching the orchestra more than the movie when I was
Yeah.
because I've seen the movie so many times. It was like interesting watching the orchestra play the music throughout it.
Yeah, because they and the part like me too. Like when the part came up, I was more directed to them.
Yeah, yeah,
Watching
yeah,
them
yeah.
doing the stuff. It was really really cool. So now let's get to the like I said, you are part of producer of this documentary going on.
Mhm.
And what was the origins of wanting to do that documentary?
The Farmer and the Shark.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we started out, there's a long story. We started out about being something else that didn't go through. And then John had we had all this footage already of all these crew members and stuff that no one's ever heard. Jaws fans have never heard these stories before. We found footage, like 8 millimeter footage that no one's ever seen before, of the making of the movie that somebody had, and photos. We had a lot of photos that no one's ever seen before. And so we were like, man, when are we going to do this? So John had the clever idea of, let's do a different type of making of Jaws documentary, because there's been so much, so many Jaws documentaries out there. I thought
Yeah.
that was it. I'm like, that's, once I did the book, that's it. I can't, there's nothing more to tell. But then John went, then we got these great interviews. I was like, well, there is kind of more to tell, but now what are we going to do with them? And John thought, well, why don't we focus on Craig Kingsbury? Because he's a character. In real life, he was known on the island as being this eccentric character
Right.
and over the top. And there's so many great stories about him in it. And yeah, hopefully, we'll get a distributor. We're doing that now.
Are you trying
So
to get it
looking
to,
around,
are you trying to get it to
we're
screens or video, video on
yeah,
demand?
both. Yeah, we're pursuing the possibilities of possible like festivals, and distributions with stream and all that. So, but I can't really talk much about it now
I
because it's in the
understand. Let me let
works.
me let me just say, did you try or make a request for Tribeca to do with the Tribeca Festival?
We we could. I can't talk much about it.
Okay, very good.
So,
That's fine. That's
yeah.
fine.
Hopefully people
I
will see it.
I'm interested in seeing
It's
it because like I said you only showed it in Martha's Vineyard, and where else have you shown it so far?
yeah, it was a couple of like around here. Just you know, it was like in the making, kind of. It wasn't the final cut. We were just
Okay,
testing it, kind of thing. It was nothing.
so now it's
Yeah,
all but it's all said
but the
and done
final cut.
now.
We're now it's done.
Okay.
It's amazing. Yeah, we have. I don't want to spoil it, but we were talking about Marty Milner earlier. We have footage, 8 millimeter color footage of Marty Milner banging a nail into the Orca 2, like building it. And
Oh, that's amazing.
it's
Who came up
it's
with the concept for the
16 millimeter, 16 millimeter.
came up with the concept for the poster?
Oh, I forget his name. He's brilliant. It's a friend of John's.
Very cool. I gotta get me
Very
that I
cool.
have to get.
Very cool. Yeah, they're on sale. We're selling them. So get in touch with us, with either me or John Capiano on our
Yeah.
Facebook pages, or JawsCollector page. Um, but yeah, it's so. When I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. With I suppose what he's from here too. He's a local artist. And from what I remember, John saying is the font for the Farmer and the Shark is the same kind of font that you see on street sign on Martha's Vineyard or Cape
Mm.
Cod, like different, that's, and then the weeds, the stuff coming out of the shark is an actual plant that's only in New England that he did.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's very behind, like, a little Easter egg kind of in the poster too, which I thought was cool. But yeah, I can't. Unfortunately, I wish I could talk more
That's okay.
once, and if it does become available, and
I hope it
then yeah,
do. Well, it
yeah.
should.
Thanks.
It
I
should.
want people to see it. People should. It has a lot of heart. It's a different type of making of Jaws story, um,
Well, let me ask
which
you,
I was so honored to be a part of. So that's anyway.
that's great. What's
Yeah.
the latest Jaws piece did you pick up? What's your latest thing? Do you still buy? Do you still buy?
I buy once in a while. I don't buy as much because I'm selling my
Yeah.
stuff. So it's like, why, only stuff that I really want.
Did you see the Stan Arts model? Did you like that? Of the mechanical shark where they show the inside of it working?
Oh yeah, it's too expensive though. I can't. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And
I mean,
that,
I already have
and
my Bruce Shark from the
James
UK, and
Shaver? Do you know the name
I'm
James
sorry.
Shaver? Do you know the name James Shaver? He
No.
works with them, and he created a mold. I bought from him of Quint going in the mouth.
Oh, is that what I saw? That
It's
that
on
was
my
available,
page.
right?
It's on one of my pages.
Okay, I've seen, like, it was a model, right?
Yeah,
It was
so
like a
so
garage
it's
kit
the
model.
piece. Well, it's not a model. He made the whole. He created it, and then he
Okay.
just got he made like peg holes that you just put the pieces in. So you put Quint in the mouth with the
Oh,
machete.
cool.
It's really, and that thing too weighs about 10 pounds.
Oh my God.
It's a
Oh my
heavy
God.
resin, heavy resin. And
Oh my
then
God.
same thing with you. I got stuff. I was when I spoke to Michael Roddy.
Uh-huh.
They just came out with this place called Coda Arts. Did a 50th anniversary too, and came out with all these amazing new Jaws posters. And it's like renditions of three renditions. Orange. Neil, do you know the name Neil
Oh,
Fraser?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Neil Fraser, the artist Neil Fraser.
I've heard of them.
He
Yeah.
just came
Yeah.
out, and I just posted too on my page. Uh, Jaws 1, 2, 3, and 4. He did all like insert movie posters too, and all different. The Alex in the water, the sailboats in the background, the kids water skiing,
Huh.
and then the banana boat he did, but he did everything from the distance of it,
Oh,
and it's really
cool. Oh, that's
and it's
different.
definitely universal permitted,
That's good.
because
Yeah.
yeah, and that thing sold
Oh,
out
cool.
like it went on at sale 12 o'clock yesterday, sold out.
Jesus. Wow. That's
Yeah,
great.
but
I gotta look.
they only do a number, like 500 prints or 200
Oh
prints.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why it goes that quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I know. And then eBay will that goes up in
Oh
price.
sure,
The
yeah,
people
because
people buy it just to sell it for double the price, whatever. It's a shame.
did you buy the new version of the Jaws game?
Oh yeah. Yep.
How great
Yep.
is that?
Yep. I finally opened. I have a couple. I bought two.
Okay,
One open because I wanted to see it. I was like, I want to see the shark. It's cool. It's very cool.
yeah, they did a
I haven't
great.
played it yet. It's still like I just took it out and looked at it and put it back in.
Do you
I
still have
will play in
Do you still
time.
have those puzzles?
Yes. Yeah.
And
All four of
how
them.
many did they make? Three or four?
Four.
Four,
Four.
right?
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
those are the holy grails lately.
Puzzles?
Yes. I don't
Really?
see them. I don't see them. I've been
Oh
looking.
no, no. Once in a great, yeah, once in a while you'll see one on eBay. Once in a great
Right,
while.
right.
It's very hard
Very
to
hard.
find. Yeah.
And are those the ones that you bought later on in life, or did you get them as a kid?
I bought, yeah. Well, the one I bought when I was a kid, that's gone. That was gone. But
Okay.
I bought them again on years ago on eBay when eBay first started. I bought them years ago. And that's something else I want to say too. My collection, there are some stuff that I still have from when I was 9 years old. 10 years old. I just took care of it. Like everyone had the Star Wars toys later, and I would demolish those. I didn't, it was like, but when it came to Jaws, for some reason, when I was a kid, for a kid to do this, I look back, I'm like, God, it must have been weird. I would take perfect care of a book. I wouldn't want a crease in the book when I was a kid. I just wanted it really cool, like
Yeah.
good. And I still have the original. I talked about the Big Edith Blake book. I still have it. That's the one I still have.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's a number of things that I have since the model, the Jaws model of the 8R model, the shark coming up and Roy Scheider in the back,
Yeah.
painted. I just went by it on my shelf over here, showing you guys. But that's when I was 10 years old. I
Wow.
had it all these years.
How'd you
In
get the
every apartment, every place in Boston I lived, in New York, I always had it out.
How'd you get the Cristal pencil?
That was at Chiller when I saw Dreyfus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
I got a print from him that he did, and he did a small version of that on the print.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He what a sweetheart he was.
Very nice guy. Very nice guy.
Great
I'm
guy.
telling you, everyone that I've talked to involved with Jaws has been super nice, super
Yeah.
down to earth, which
I
is
said, even
great.
the fans, like I said, it's amazing. Like I said, like me and you just met, but I
Yeah,
feel like I said, like I feel like we can, and not even talk about it, but talk about everything now
right, right.
because of this is what brought us together, and then
Yeah,
you just go on from there. I mean,
yeah,
I don't feel like it's an obsession. Like I said, it's the community
right. Oh,
of it.
definitely.
Everybody, like I said,
And
everybody had a big smile on their faces in Martha's Vineyard. Everybody was so warm. There's no bullshit going on. Everybody,
Yeah,
no one
that's
played a
cool.
tough guy. It's like so nice. I was smiling. If you wore something, uh, I wore a couple of shirts. This company just put out a lot of Jaws shirts, and I had one that was like the Amity Police. So it's the
Cool.
beige with the thing, and they're like, "Oh man,
Uh-huh.
that's so cool!" You're walking down the street, So it was so nice. And so let me ask you this: being that Paige is the shark is still broken, did you see the play?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was in the front row center.
So you went to the
I saw
Broadway
it in New
show.
York. Yeah. I
Okay.
went down for the day. A couple of friends of mine went down for the day, met Ian Shaw afterwards. He signed the poster for me. Um, yeah, and yeah, it was creepy. It was so good. I talked to Susan Murphy afterwards too because she went to go see it. I went to the matinee. By chance, she was going to the night show, and she went backstage and got to meet all of them, and Ian and Shaw, because
Yeah.
he came when he was a kid, and they would babysit him and her and Lynn would take the kids and take care of them when they were filming scenes on the water, and take them in a boat and stuff,
Oh
and just
wow.
take care of them and get them out of the way, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, it's when I saw it, I mean, Ian Shaw, it was like seeing Robert Shaw. It was creepy. Even the
Uncanny.
guy who played Dreyfus, I
Yeah,
mean,
Alex Brightman.
he was incredible. It was like watching a young Richard Dreyfuss. The guy Roy Scheider was good. He didn't really. He was good. He was as
Well,
good
you know
as
what?
he
They didn't give
wrote it, but he
Roy.
didn't look like him. Where the
Yeah,
other
you know
two
what's that
looked
too?
like him.
But they didn't give him enough meat. It really was Dreyfus and Shaw. That
Yeah,
was
well,
the
because of their
yeah
things too. Yeah,
the confrontation. But really, and
yeah,
he was just like he really was the middleman side of the whole. That's
right.
why I think they gave him the sun tanning scene.
Oh, yeah.
It was like it was like something for him to do basically. That's
Yeah,
how I
yeah.
felt it
Well,
was.
have you seen the Broadway the .com version,
Oh, you did from
the taped
UK.
one? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. It was, I I thought that I don't know. I thought that the guy who played Dreyfus was better in New York than the guy in
Yes.
the UK.
Yeah. I
He
thought his
looked like Richard
impersonation.
Dreyfus. He
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah.
And Robert, I mean, Ian Shaw, it was creepy. It was so cool. So I talked to Susan Murphy afterwards because I wanted to hear because she spent the whole, that whole summer, her and Lynn, with them. And she thought it was good. She said, yes, I asked her, did they really play that game? She goes, oh, yeah, they would play it a lot. That thing that that game
Yes.
Robert Shaw
Yeah.
taught them. And actually, I'd never heard of that game until I saw this play. I was like, what was this? And, but she was like, some of the story was, again, it's a play. So you only had so much time.
Right.
And she
It
understood
was it
that.
was a tight 90 minutes.
Yeah. So being a whole summer kind of thing. Well, more than a summer, spring to fall, basically.
Yeah.
But she thought it was really well done. She was amazed by the cast. But she said some of the stories weren't particularly right, but she goes, man, whatever. It's a play.
What was your first impression when you walked in and saw the orca?
Well, I've already seen photos of it from the UK, so I knew what
But
was
I mean, just
gonna,
going in and seeing the scale
yeah,
of it,
yeah.
it really unbelievable. The first time I saw it, they did a thing that if the first 200 people went there, you paid $19.75 for the ticket.
Wow.
And I got there 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was number seven.
Wow.
And there were
That's cool.
kids in their 20s that were ahead of me. I'm like, how the hell is this possible? You
That's
know?
cool. That's cool.
And they came down, and my license plate is Jaws 75.
Okay.
And I brought it, and one of the producers, I was talking on Instagram, and he saw me online. He goes, "You got the plate? You got the plate, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they used that with the cast for publicity. So when the cast came at 12 o'clock, and they handed out a couple of shirts, of the shark is broken,
Uh-huh.
and then I was going to go get my ticket, and the guy runs in and goes, "You got where's the license plate?" and they went and they grabbed all the cast and did a couple of like reaction shots with my license plate,
Oh, that's great.
which is really really cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
And my
That's so
and
cool.
my and the shark is still working documentary. I have a Jaws tattoo,
Okay.
and I was lucky enough that they put that in there.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So I'm glad to be in that essence of
No, it's
part of it.
fantastic. Good
Man.
for you. That's great.
And I saw the play 10 times.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Well, being from New
well,
York,
right.
and
It's right there.
and and the first time I saw it, it my brain was going, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. I was really like in awe. So I
Yeah.
really didn't get everything. And then
Okay.
after that, it became like a pilgrimage. So I would go on a matinee, Wednesday matinees. I got my same seat. I paid $40 for, which
Oh
is great,
my.
you know.
Yeah.
And it helped out. And my excuse to my wife was, well, honey, I can pick you up after work. Because she worked in Manhattan. She
That's
worked in
great.
Manhattan. So I'm like,
That's
so I
great.
worked out. So I saw the first preview. Uh, I was gifted. They actually, I always wanted to go to an opening night of Broadway, Broadway show, and
Uh-huh.
I went to the opening night of that, which was
Cool.
fantastic. If you want, Jim, I have the playbill. If you're interested, I have a couple of extra playbills of opening night. If you
Oh,
want.
I got one. I
Oh,
think with
okay. And it has
the life preserver.
yes, yes, yes.
I
Okay,
have it. Thank
okay.
you, though. Thank you. Yeah.
And I got to see the final performance. So in between, So then, like the ushers knew me. Ian knew me, like, we would have conversations after a while. So it was really
That's
fun.
cool.
But the only one that never hung out was Alex Brightman.
Wow.
Never
Wow.
came. He came out to go get his food from Grubhub.
Okay.
He was like very, I don't know, like phobic in a sense that way. Where Colin and Ian, they just
He was the one who played Hooper, right?
yes.
Okay. I heard somebody when I was there, or I read it online or something. Somebody was complaining that he would never come out or whatever, the other guys would. And then somebody said that he was stalked during Beetlejuice when he played Beetlejuice,
Oh yeah.
and it really got bad. So he's like, unfortunately, very
Right,
cautious.
right, 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 right.
Somebody was stalking him during Beetlejuice, and I don't know if the police were involved, but it got bad, I heard.
So
That's what the person
it
said. It
ruined
got
it for the
bad.
rest of us.
So that's probably the reason why. That would make sense,
Yeah, of course.
you know. Um,
But
but
even so, like I said, like with the Grubhub, he was like a distance, like he would stay by the door and go, "Thank you for everybody for coming." He would say, he wouldn't be ignoring us, but
that's nice. That's
he
good.
wouldn't, but he
Yeah.
didn't sign. He didn't sign anything and take photos with anybody. So
Okay. Yeah.
what's the future looking for you, Mr. Beller? What's going on?
Well, I don't know. I'm still working. I've donated. So going back to that story in the museum, I'm
Yes.
sorry, we got off track. But the final of it is, I come to terms where I was to sell it, but I also got in touch with the Martha's Vineyard Museum before the COVID lockdown, COVID, and they just opened and they wanted to do a Jaws section. So um, they asked me if I would donate some stuff or loan them some stuff. And I was like, certainly. So I came, I drove over, they paid for my boat over with the car and all that. And I gave them that Orca model that was in the Martha's Vineyard Museum.
Hmm.
That was the very first Orca model ever made. I
Oh
bought that in
wow.
2005 before anyone else would make the Orca. Now they're all over the place. But
I
2005,
just got one. Sorry to interrupt you. I just
yep.
got one now. If they had one that Dreyfus signed on
Oh,
the.
cool.
I just got one of those. But you want to laugh? The barrels are black.
Oh, wow. Why?
Exactly.
All
Exactly. I
right.
opened it
Anyway,
up. I'm like,
so yeah,
did
so
someone
that
get tired?
yeah. um
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, 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 it's fine. That's cool. It's funny.
Yeah,
So I donated. That was something I just didn't have room for anymore in my house. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to give this to them. They can have this.
that's nice.
So I did that, and I gave them other stuff like rubber toys from the 70s and promotional stuff. I would give them that was out at the time. Um, and and then I felt good. I'm like, and my name has been on, donated by Jim Beller or whatever, or loaned by Jim Beller during the Jaws Fest thing. I loaned him my the original production T-shirt, the blue one that was in
Mm-hmm.
there. That was for me. I
Wow.
loaned them that. And gave them, loaned them that whole toy room. That's all my stuff. All that toy, yeah, that was
Yeah,
all
yeah,
my.
yeah. I
Um,
made a video. I did a video of
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
thing. Yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so now I'm still going to work with them. I'm still going to work with them. I'm going to donate more stuff. They do have a Jaws room still. They still have like stuff that I donated and other stuff that they got from locals. One section, it's the room where the first shark section was, where Wendy Benchley, they show the different sizes of the
Oh
teeth.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That room is all Jaws. That's the section now. So I'm going to donate. I've been in talks with them to do that, and selling more stuff. My Jaws, my Etsy
Well,
store. I'm doing more and more and more stuff. I have a sale going on right now, 25% off until Sunday.
hmm
I randomly do sales, 25% off here and there. Yeah, that's, I don't, I, yeah.
well,
I'm sure
well,
something else will come up. Maybe Martha, I know they're doing, I know, what's his name asked me if I'd be involved with the Martha's Vineyard thing this summer, and you know, that they're doing another
yes,
Jaws thing. I'm like,
yes,
why? It just doesn't make, I'm like, good luck, whatever. I
yeah,
wish that I hope people go, whatever. But I'm like, he just did this big thing. It's like, plus the way money is right now with everybody, it's kind of tough. So, but so I know they're doing something. I don't know if I don't from what I've heard, the Martha's Vineyard Museum's not doing another Jaws thing. I'd be involved with that if anything.
right.
But
And
who knows? Hopefully something will, Jaws never dies. I mean,
let
it
me
keeps on going. And
let me ask you, with the Academy Museum, when they take your stuff, is there insurance type of thing,
oh
paperwork that
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah. They had
and
people come and package it up. They
yeah,
did everything.
and
Um,
now is it coming back to you at the end of July?
yep, yep,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I have a contract with them, and yeah, yeah.
I can't believe you're not going to see that.
I wish I could. If it was closer, it's on the other side of the
I
country.
know, I know. That's what I said.
Yeah,
I'm making a
I just
pilgrimage. You know,
yeah.
that's how I feel about it, you
Well,
know.
with airlines lately, I don't trust a lot of the airlines like on what's going on.
You know what, Jim? I feel our fate is sealed already, my friend. It's written in the
Yes,
book.
yeah, no, I know.
So
Well, I
if
mean, I guess I would love to go. If there's a chance that I will, I will. Right now, we bought a new house,
yeah,
so
right, right.
we're focusing on money to get the garden going in the back.
Gotcha.
We're going to do things in the back, So, but
So talking so do you know about the whole Cabot Theater with Dreyfus? The whole incident at the Cabot Theater?
oh yeah, yes, I do. Yes.
So before I went to that, okay? So
Where in Gloucester?
yeah, in Massachusetts.
Wow,
Yeah, I went to. So before that, I called up because the
I've
same
been
thing
there. I
like
know
you.
Gloucester. I grew up near Gloucester, actually. That's where I
So
grew up.
I same thing like I have a good collection, but like probably a lot of everybody else has the same thing or they don't want to release it. So I
Uh-huh.
have the production stills and stuff like that. So I called up the Cabot Theater. I said, "Hey, are you guys doing anything special for it?"
Hmm.
And they're like, "Oh, we don't really know." I said, "Well, I have blah 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 blah." They're like, "Oh, can you send photos of it?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I sent all, and the guy's like, "Oh, this is great. Can we use it?" I'm like, "Oh, absolutely." So I send it out, and literally, it gets to them the day before. I forgot how I sent it out, but it's like it should have went there 3 days. It was like priority, the whole 9 yards. How I sent it, and it got there literally the day before they're doing the weekend of it.
Oh my God.
So they set it up, and it was nice because I have the little card courtesy of like the Paul Christine collection, you know. And I
Cool.
always say
Cool.
they always wanted something like I'm like, how the hell is that going to happen? But it's so cool. It's like a little index card, but it says it on it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
so the dry fish thing was like $300, right? That was like kind of crazy to meet him. So do and not even signing anything, just to take a photo.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And so we get there early enough, and there was about I'd say about a good 100 people that did it. And we go to meet him, and thank God he's joyful. He's in really good spirits. And my wife is a good looking woman, and she goes and she going back, and he goes, hey you. He starts saying to my wife. Because now I'm going to take the photo. I go, Deb, he's talking. He goes, come here, you. I go. Oh, are you hitting on my wife? Because we're two New Yorkers, and we had this whole rapport, which was really great. And then he comes out to Taylor Swift in a dress. That's how it
I
starts.
heard. I heard.
And I
Yeah.
got to tell you, the moderator was horrible. She was one of the worst
Yeah.
worst people, and it led him down this path of what he started talking about. What he started talking about, that people in my section, I was in the upper level, but like the first row, people walked out before, and this is before
I heard.
before the screening,
Yeah. Yeah. I heard.
of it, and
Yeah.
and it was like, I was like, oh my God, it just got a weird turn, and I'm like going in my head, I'm like, get him off this topic already, to move on. And so now I videotaped him coming out, and I videotaped him starting to talk about when he went to go see the play and his reaction of how negative he felt about the play and so forth. And I
Of course he would. Look
and
at
I
how
got
he was represented. I mean,
right, right,
right.
and I
Yeah.
got that part,
Yeah.
and it went viral. I had like 400,000 views, but I didn't because but I'm kind of glad I didn't get the part that he was known for what was going on at that moment.
Yeah.
It
I
was it was so strange. Like even my wife will look at it. I'm like, listen, say especially, you know what? I always feel that you give words the power.
right.
If someone wants to rant, let them rant. If that's their opinion in life, that's their opinion in life.
There's a time and a place for this, though.
Yeah, but the same thing. I'm saying, like that's how he felt at the moment. Let him say what he's got to say, and like I said, then we move on. It's just that it took a little longer than it should about the subject.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I heard about the subject. I know. Um,
I mean, I'm not saying that he was right about it. It's just that it was like a left turn to
no,
what
I
they
know.
were talking
I know.
about.
No, I get it. No, 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 no,
You
no, I
know,
get it. I, from what I've heard, he was always for gay rights. He was always been a liberal. So when I heard this, and Jeff asked me about it, actually, my husband, and
yeah,
and he, I go, yeah, I heard about it, and I said it's not like him. It's just from all these years of interviews I've heard of him, he's marched in gay pride parades, and I, it just doesn't seem. And then he was like, well, his whoever's in charge of him should not let him do this. And if he's getting older
right,
and he's starting to go, you got to stop, you know.
right,
And I agree. It's like, people were there to talk about Jaws. I
right,
mean, of all
or
the
just
things to
your
talk
film
about,
career. You know what I mean?
which has
Stick to that
nothing to do with the
stuff.
movie. And it's fine if he was just going, which didn't make sense to me because that's not how he always felt.
Right.
I just think he was, I don't know if he didn't take his meds that day or something. I hate to say that. I'm not putting him down or anything.
But
Um,
unfortunately, in the end, whoever, I mean, it wasn't like a mess. Like
yeah,
it's 5 people, 7 people left, and booed. But at the end, I mean, she got it back on track, and then he got applause and
no,
everything
which
was
was good.
okay.
That's good.
You know,
I went
it
to
was just
my,
that blip. That one blip was just like okay,
yeah, my, 'cause I told you I grew up near there. And so someone I went to high school with went to it and got in touch with me afterwards. She actually was my prom date in high school. And she knows about me now. And, 18, I came out anyway. So, um, but it, she took her kid who was young and they didn't leave, but she was just appalled. She was like, I didn't want my son hearing this stuff,
Yeah.
so I'm so sorry. And I told her the story, what, I just said to you. I was like, he's always been a liberal, for gay rights and all. It just didn't make sense. It
Right.
didn't, he's just older. Maybe he was having an off day or something. And then he seemed fine on Martha's Vineyard from what I didn't get to see him on Martha's Vineyard, actually. That day, I just went to the Martha's Vineyard Museum and went back. That was it. I just stayed there. So, I was in Oak Bluffs because I saw the orca boat. And I went to Rabella's shop. The, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I
That's a
love
great shop.
he's a
Great
great
guy.
guy.
Great
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. I'm the one who bugged him about doing those tote bags for years because he said he did it one time. I was like, what's taking you so long? For years he wouldn't do it. I'm like, so he finally did it for the event this year. I
Yeah.
was so
Yeah.
happy.
It's
I bought a
cool.
bunch of them. I was like, give me some. But yeah, but I heard he was fine. And
Oh, he's great. He was great.
yeah,
So
yeah.
my encounter
So
with him,
he was just having an off time during that, I guess. Whatever.
and like I said, and then like I said, it was there, and then it quickly died. You
Yeah,
know,
which is good.
the
Which is
story of
good.
how it was.
Yeah.
So I met him twice. I met him at the screening, and he was in a golf cart they had him in, and the second time I met him at the pub for the event that was going on, and I had the slate, and I had a nice bottom part I wanted him to sign. I said, "Listen, for $100 I'll pay." So I walk up to him. I had 250s, and I throw them at him, right? And I go, "You got some balls charging a fellow New Yorker this type of money." And he looked at me and he started laughing, and he goes, "Oh, where are you from?" And I go, I'm from Brooklyn." He goes, "Oh, I'm from Queens." I go, "I know where the fuck you are from." I really gave it to him. And then we started yapping, but I gave my wife my phone. I said, "Just take pictures as I'm talking to him." You know what I mean? Because just do it that way. So at the end of after he signs, I go, "Rich," I said, "Let's do me a favor." I said, "I don't want a picture with you." I said, "Can you just take a picture of holding the slate?" And he
Yeah.
goes, he goes, "Fuck you." He goes like that to me, and I go and I grab his cheek and I pinch it. I go, only a New Yorker can say that to another New Yorker and get away with it. And that was like, it was so fun. I said, "Listen, if that's my last encounter with Richard Dreyfuss, I'll take it because it
That's
was
cool.
joyful.
That's
It was
fun.
it was fun, and have him
That's
tell me,
fun.
"Fuck you." It's great. It's great.
Uh,
It's fun. So Jim, I kept you a long time. I
it
appreciate all
flew
you got.
by. I can't believe it's like 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun. It's fun. It's fun.
I was
When
like,
you have
well, how long is
yeah, about almost 90 minutes we talked.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
no,
great.
yeah, almost two
It's more
hours.
than that. Yeah, because we started. Oh no, yeah, we started after 10. So
Yeah. Time flies. So
yeah,
again,
no, it was
on
great talking to you.
Etsy,
Huh?
Jaws Collector on Etsy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And your
Yep.
Facebook page is also Jaws Collector,
Yep. And on
right?
Instagram, it's Jaws Collector 75
Okay.
because somebody already took Jaws Collector. No, I'm kidding.
I was shocked. Like Jaws, you couldn't get the plate for New York City for Jaws, but Jaws 75 was available, which I thought was even better, to be honest with you.
That's
And you want
cool.
to laugh? I've gotten people that would follow me off, like it was on an off ramp, and they would come up to me and go, "Can I take a picture of your
Oh, that's
plate?"
cool.
It's crazy. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's crazy. And then I got
Yeah.
new plates now, so I was able to keep my old plate, and that's the one I travel around with
Oh, that's great.
too.
That's great.
And the same thing. People want to take photos with
Yeah.
it. Like I said, well, it's one big community, man. It's so nice. So nice to have this, and so nice to have you on, Jim. I really appreciate it.
It was
Anything,
great meeting you. I
real
mean, I
pleasure.
hope,
Let's hope we.
hope to see you in person someday. If
Yes,
you ever
sir.
come by Rhode Island, give me
Well,
a,
you know what? Actually,
message
my
me.
wife's thinking about doing Rhode Island one day. Honestly,
Okay, cool.
so we'll go out to
Yeah,
dinner. We'll do a dinner.
we'll definitely do that. That'd be great.
Absolutely, and I'd love to see your collection in
Yeah,
person.
you can come on
So,
over.
Be
Yeah.
great. All right, so
Yeah.
everybody, that's our show for today. We want to thank you. Thank you for if you listen, you lasted this long. God bless you, and we
Good
really
God.
appreciate
Yeah.
you. And
Yeah.
to all our fellow
Yep.
fanatics, farewell and adieu. Take care.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye.